no bad government in Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what? Yo! No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what media? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Nigeria what? Voice for the voiceless. Nigeria watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Nigeria watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Nigeria watch you.
In 1993, precisely on June 12, an election was conducted, which was adjudged the most transparent election in Nigeria. And somebody came out as a winner. Then it was supposed to be a peaceful transition from military to civilian rule. And the winner then was a man known as Abiola. On June 12th, he won. But some group of people who felt they own Nigeria, who felt they decide who to rule or who not to rule, who felt Nigeria belonged to them, who felt the rest tribes in Nigeria are mere subservient indigents that cannot lead this country except they decide. And this group of leaders are particularly from the north. And one of them just made a confession about the 1966 coup. But we are not here to talk about the 1966 coup. We are here to talk about the type of hypocrisy that is here in Nigeria. Now, sometime between 1993 and 1999, the North began to feel a fallout between them and their alliances with the Southwest. And they knew that if this fallout continued, the machinery with which they use to hold this country will be lost. Then came 1999, where we were supposed to have another republic. Now, in order to establish a new relationship with the Southwest, the North decided that owing to what was done to the Yoruba people, accounting for the annulment of the June 12th election of 1993, it wasn't unwritten, but it was decided that, well, let's give the Yoruba people a time to rule. And that led to the election of General Obasanjo, who was taken away from the prison to rule this country. Now, the North felt that Obasanjo could be controlled. They forgot that he was a military officer in Agbada and somebody who understood the northern permutation very, very well. Well, like every other leader, he attempted the third term, which eventually didn't pass through. He had to hand over to the North because the North felt leading Nigeria was a tool that belonged to them, which led to the election of Yaradua. And Yaradua passed on, which led to the coming of Jonathan. Now, Jonathan was a rude awakening that the constitution cannot be manipulated. A manipulation of that event could have, culminated into a catastrophic event. I doubted if we're ready to manage what would have outcome. Thank God we had a president who said, no Nigerian blood is what his presidential ambition. We thank God for Jonathan. Now, fast forward to 2023, February 2023. An election was conducted, and a man came and said he wanted to change Nigeria from consumption to production, and everybody dismissed him that he was just an internet content creator. Fortunately, somehow, from internet, it was weaved into realism. And before they knew it, for the first time in the history of this country, I, Magnus Oraka, I took the pain of going around close to 12, 13 states in the north. Some states believed to have been called Muslim states. And I felt there was a man, they called Peter Obi, that endeared into the heart of everybody. And just like the need to annul the June 12th election, came the need to also take away the election won by Peter Obi. Because somebody filled with entitlement said it was his turn, Emiloko. And as Nigerians who like to joke with everything, it became a slogan for everybody, Emiloko, our local. Here we are today, with a country reduced to a mockery of its old glory. A country that prided itself as third most powerful economy in Nigeria to ranking close to 20th, or an abysmal. In fact, one cannot even begin to point that. But then, the point of making this video is this. In 1999, Nigerians came together and said, hey, we wronged the Yorubas for depriving them of their son of becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, today is 2025. A northern leader who had once been the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria had come out to say that we have suffered the Igbos over a lie. My question is simple. Is it now appropriate to say it is time to Nigerians came together and also recompense or compensate the Igbos for the wrongdoing that was done to them? Is it okay so? And the wrongfulness done to the Igbos outweighs that done to the Yorubas. First, you made them suffer over a lie. They lost people over that lie. And as if that is not enough, Many years after, over 50 years later, they brought somebody who is supposed to vie for the presidency of the election and allegedly to have won, and yet you deprive him to have won, and now nobody seems to care. You are talking about 2027 to extend that lie. I think Nigerians are daredevil, or these politicians are daredevil, who like to toy with experimenting the fragility of Nigeria, and therefore don't care whatever happens. For me, I think the elasticity that holds Nigeria as a nation is far outstretched. And I think, in all honesty, now it's time to think inward and drop our personal sentiments and personal agendas and grab the truth that we are offended the people from the Southeast. And it's time now to truly integrate them. And that can only be, perhaps, as a suggestion, to conduct a free and fair election and announce the outcome of that free and fair election. People who feel so entitled, that claim that it is their turn, should be put to shame. Nigeria does not belong to anybody who feels entitled. I can never support Tinubu. I never will, because for me, he epitomizes what exactly is wrong with this country. We are in a state whereby truth no longer matters. Normalcy no longer matters. Doing things the correct way no longer matters. We are beginning to see corruption as a tradition, normalizing everything that is wrong. And for me, I will not take that. Well, this video is not about whether Tinubu is right or wrong. For me, it's time we got things right. And the only way we can do that is to begin to embrace truth, begin to do what is right, begin to have credible election, working roads, working hospitals, food production, good educational system that provide hope and assurances for our children. That's a discussion for another day. What our youths are turning into now, such that rather than being endeared to intellectual curricula, they are now more attached to inanities such as big nyash, big boobs, what's up, yo man, what's up? These are not the youth that will bestow the legacy of Nigeria to. There's so much to be discussed, but time has constrained me to end this video. My name is Magnus Soraka. Please follow this page and share this post now. And we would like our esteemed viewers on this channel
and heal, but death leaves a heartache no one can heal, but love leaves a memory no one can steal. Abiola may have died, his memory no one can distort. But however, I will tell you, those living don't die for Nigeria. The book by a former military ruler of Nigeria, General Ibrahim Babangida, once nicknamed the Evil Genius, has no doubt been the most mentioned name in cyberspace in Nigeria in the last couple of days. While some call the book titled A Journey in Service a pack of half-truth and in some cases outright lies, some are happy though that IBB said the January 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. So it depends on how you want to look at it. Anyway, no matter what you look or what you say, IBB will say, well, this is my own account of my perspective. If you don't like it, go and write your own. After all, the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, all accounts of Gospel of Christ are slightly different, even though they all wrote about the same thing. So it depends on perspective. But however, for me, the only takeaway, in all of this, what IBB has taught me is that in Nigeria political system, there are no messiah. While you might be arrested and jailed for writing a book to criticize the destruction of our public institutions, you don't even need to write a book. Just destroy the public institutions, wait for a few years, then write a book. Boom! The subsequent beneficiary of your destruction will gather to celebrate you and splash billions on you, even launch a library in your honor. At least now we know how some people who once told us that hard work is the only way to success in Nigeria, we now know how they make their money, how they became stupendously rich from our common patrimony. Imagine those who once organized youth to protest the annulment of June 12, 1993 election and Moshood Abiola's incarceration years back are the ones donating money and singing the praises of the same man who annulled the election today. And people are asking what has changed. My brother, nothing changed. They all have had this thing in common. You know, it only become visible when they assume power. So now they look too far. Don't even bother. So what's the difference really between the 1993 general election that was annulled and all the election we have had since 1999? How is an annulling election different from rigging election? That's why I tell you they are all the same. They are not different. The only difference is that in an annulment, someone who didn't contest took the position of leadership. While in an election rigging, someone who didn't win, you know, is sworn in. So either way, somebody who either didn't participate or didn't win become the leader. Now you know why those who clamor for the immortalization of Abiola are the same people eulogizing IBB today because opportunity don't show face. So some people, even when they complain today, you know, about the IBB and the system, might, you know, even have flooded the venue if they were given opportunity to attend the event. So my friend, in the ladder of success, or in the ladder to success in Nigeria, there are no messiah. Everybody just do your own thing. But I want to ask, if we needed to wait for 32 years for IBB to tell us what we already knew anyway, 32 minutes after the last ballot was cast, that Abiola won the 1993 election, then we might have as well spit on the grave of Chief MK Abiola, Chief Gani Fahimi, Dr. Bekor Ransome Kuti, and mock the likes of Chinua Achebe, Professor Wole Soyinka, who were exiled from this country over all of these issues. And even the student union leaders like Olusegun Mayegun, Ogaga Ifowodo, and co. I don't even want to go to the case of people like Delegiwa. All those ones are different matter for another day. Today, the country is in a mess. People are living in droves as life is becoming increasingly miserable and unbearable for many. Yet, no matter how we criticize our past leaders, once they die or they launch book, they are eulogized as the best thing to have happened to this country. Remember, we were told that Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, Nnamdi Azikiwe were all great leaders. We were also told that Chief Obafemi Awolowo was a fantastic leader and the president Nigeria never had. Them tell us, say, Yakubu Gowon, Murtala Muhammad were awesome and fantastic leaders, that the war was just an unfortunate thing. Others will tell you how Olusegun Obasanjo was a wonderful head of state, despite Operation Feed the Nation that brought hunger. We also told that Shehu Shagari was simple and meant well, but only surrounded by bad people. And those bad people's profligacy led to his ouster by General Muhammadu Buhari, who we are told was impeccable and incorruptible until, you know what I mean. Today, IBB is the beautiful bride who feel we should even apologize to him for annulling an election he believed would have led to the disintegration of Nigeria. The one we did so, better pass say we disintegrate than the way we did today now. Maybe we probably would have been better. If Sani Abacha were alive today, he also would have written a book. And these same people will gather to sing his praises. After all, so many youth earnestly asked him to continue in office then. Well, the man continued in office and he died in office. These same politicians, remember they told us that the second coming of Obasanjo was God-sent and divine. But today we know better. They even informed us that Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, were innocent and genuine, just that the opposition lied against them. But I don't want to talk about a transformation agenda. So with what I saw during the book launch, no matter what we call Tinubu today, no matter how the names we call him, tomorrow he might even be described as the best, thing after sliced bread. And even Akpabio, the Senate president, might be eulogized as the best Senate president Nigeria ever had. Yet, Nigeria is rotting away while the leaders and the followers are all saints. Who can spoil Nigeria? I will therefore advocate. When next you think of dying for Nigeria, remember Chief MK Abiola and others who died and some who were even incarcerated for the actualization of June 12th election. And how those who caused the death and the beneficiaries of that June 12th are today together celebrating and eulogizing each other. Another reason not to die for Nigeria is because your friends and enemies might just gather to rewrite your history and celebrate your funeral. They might even take your daughter's hand in marriage as a way of showing that they were your most prized friend, and you will not be around to contest or dispute it. So ask yourself, after June 12, 1993 election, all the other elections that we have had, are they different from the one that was annulled? Finally, remember in Nigeria, there are no opposition parties in Nigeria. What you have It's a clash of leaders in power against leaders who want power. And they use the ordinary people as pawns. So stay alive to tell your own stories, as others might distort the narrative in your absence. I don't talk my own. And to talk your own, simply follow us on all our social media platforms shown on your screen and share your thoughts. Remember, stay alive. Like I always say, men may die, but ideas don't. Like diamonds, they live forever. Abiola may have died. Those who once celebrated him might today be dining with those who masterminded his death. But his deeds and the memories he left will never be erased from the sand of time. See you next time.
See, when you never see a person who love him before, when the child is not loved, when you go outside, any care you show him like this, you could just think say you are the best person. Yeah, that's it. We have been deprived of care, of love as African people. So everybody knows that when they show us small kindness, we just mistake everybody. Goes, hey, the Messiah is here. Can they tell you now? Now the same thing they do for 2019, the same thing they do for 2023. All this on a Messiah and they follow, dying for them. Try ready? I will die. Obedient, I will die. That's what June 12th. How many of them died for Abiola? How many of them died in jail, their life destroyed, families ripped apart? Them Ashiwaju APC, all these men with day power now, on top of that thing, they rise. Say, these people die, we fight for this democracy. Yay. Today, Nko. See, me I tell you something. Una know say that event, the fact say that whole event, nobody will sit down, stand up, shout, say this is playing on June 12th, you are a killer, may they arrest them, go outside. Like that. That is the normal people they invite to. The normal people they invite be that. Nobody stand up, protest. You see, even for America, you see what I'm telling you? As Kendrick Lamar, they do his show. One person stand up. One of the dancers bring out Gaza flag. Gaza flag. You know, see him? Yes, I see him. He bring out Palestinian flag. Go American football games. Football game for England. If Queen die, the people there will sing revolutionaries, even though they are not acting. They will at least show one show. First of all, that whole event, everybody was okay, clapping. Who are all the people there? None of the people, and Ashiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Yemi Oshibanjo, all of these were leaders of that movement. None of them say, let's stand up and give 1 minute silence first to the lives we lost because of June 12th. The best thing that happened there was Yemi Oshibanjo, of which Oga Obla say you thief 10 billion. Yemi Oshibanjo, they say you thief 10 billion for National Health Service money. Oga, the man with the jokes. The pastor with the jokes. Jesus Christ no enter your soul to talk true. You say, they start with jokes and sarcasm. That's all they have for you. Just the way una self get only cruise. What do you have for yourself? Not be jokes. What do you have? You use your destination to laugh and make joke. All of you joke with Nigeria. So that's all they have for you. Yemi Oshibanjo yourself, the professor, the law professor, erudite, law professor, pastor, lawyer, professor, pastor. You don't see that kind of thing before. Easy. You don't see that kind of thing before. Yeah. Lawyer, professor, pastor. That's Yemi Oshibanjo for you. Yes. That's not a lawyer. How can you do all this? A professor. How can you do all this? A pastor. A lawyer and a pastor. A lawyer. Well, that is someone, that's the same thing. They say professor na okurofessor. Okurofessor. Really professor. which allegedly. Now me talk am. I say Obla say. Why they all say allegedly? Now me talk am. Now they mad. They don't need to put allegedly. They can't sue me. She will go in. I know if you repeat the person talk. Obla. Obla put them on blast. Obla say the lawyer pastor is sitting on 10B. Say that was even there come out for work with that because he asked, say, Oga, why did you take this 10B? Why I want to talk allegedly?
Tense political game is playing out within President Tinubu's ruling APC party between the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, and the leadership of the APC. And as they pick ever more fights, any moderating influence seems to have been thrown out the window, replaced by seismic levels of divergence as the schism widens into deeper fractiousness. Despite denials, insiders will tell you that it's a time of extraordinary turbulence, and it doesn't look like it's getting any less so as the 2027 general elections approach. So far, Malam El-Rufai, by the sheer propelling force of his character, appears to have defied all the challenges that have been thrown his way. But as both sides push the boundaries, can they still find a political sweet spot between them? Or has Malam El-Rufai become too much of an enemy within, blowing up any chance of that happening? I'll be joined in the studio by the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, in the first interview he's granted to any news organization since he left public office in May 2023. Plus, for an assessment, we have our guest commentator, a leading thinker who will bring his depth and breadth of analysis to the big issues of the day. I'm Charles Enyegolu, and this is Arise Primetime. Now, he's one of Nigeria's best-known politicians, having recently served 2 terms as governor of Kaduna State and previously as minister of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, as well as director of the Bureau of Public Enterprises. He's also a co-founding member of the ruling APC party and was once a Tinubu uber loyalist. But now Nasir El-Rufai is a man in the spotlight for different reasons. Ever since he was nominated for a ministerial position by President Tinubu, but was rejected by the National Assembly, the relationship appears to have gone south. He's been at loggerheads with the APC political machine, denouncing it recently in a searing rebuke for failing to meet in the last 2 years, alleging that it lacked internal democracy under President Tinubu. The APC hit back, accusing the former governor, who once held President Tinubu aloft in the 2023 general election, of plotting against Mr. Tinubu's re-election in 2027. It suggested that Mr. El-Rufai's high expectation had turned into immense frustration over his failure to secure that ministerial appointment. And as the clash resounded ever more harshly, Malam El-Rufai said he no longer recognized the APC. Lately, he's been engaging with the opposition, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the PDP and the Social Democratic Party. So, are we now seeing a possible political realignment ahead of the next presidential election cycle? Well, for more on this, I'm suitably delighted to say that the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, joins me now in the studio in the first interview he's granted to any news organization since he left public office in May 2023. Thank you very much indeed for choosing Arise as the place that you would do that interview.
Thank you, Charles.
The last time we met was in the same studio, almost 2 years ago, when you were my guest on this program. So let me start by wishing you a happy new year and a very happy birthday, which you marked recently.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And let me start with a simple opening question, because you said when you were last here, and at the time Bola Tinubu was a presidential candidate, that you were solidly backing his candidacy, and you held him aloft during the election and worked hard to secure his victory. And for the first couple of months of his presidency, you appeared to still give him unqualified support. Have the tables turned since then? Is your solidarity and support still to be counted on?
It's a difficult question to answer, Charles. I am a founding member of the APC, and I'm still a member of the APC. But I have concerns about how the party is being run or not being run at all, and I've expressed those concerns. I've expressed those concerns because I feel that, like a father who has given birth to a child, I know the investment and efforts and the compromises we had to strike to create what is now known as the APC, and how many people sacrificed a lot to ensure that it was an internally democratic party with progressive ideals. And 2 years after the election of President Tinubu, the party, none of the party organs is functioning. The progressive ideals, in my view, are not being pursued with any vigor. And the very high expectations we had of the president to take this country to the next level based on his track record in Lagos is somehow not materializing. So I have no issues with the Tinubu administration. People say I'm a critic of the administration. I've never said a word about the Tinubu administration. My comment in a panel on democracy in Nigeria had to do with the APC. I've never, since I left office and the president begged me publicly to come and serve in his government, I had my plans, and I told President Tinubu from day one, when he asked me to support him, I said I would, but I don't want anything, okay? Because politics in Nigeria is always about what do I get for giving you support. I'm not in politics for that reason. I'm not in politics to get anything. I have a surname, I'm a self-made man, I have made my money before coming into public office. I don't need anything. After 8 years in Kaduna, I was nearly burnt out. I was struggling for 8 years, and I wanted to take a break, and I had my private plans. The president publicly appealed to me to put my plans on hold, and through 2 months of negotiation, we finally agreed that he would nominate me as minister, and there were certain conditions I attached to that.
All right, guys, I need to come in here. El-Rufai just said that he made his money before he gets into politics. He actually struggled for the whole 8 years for his tenure to end as a governor of Kaduna State at that time so that he can have a break. My people, I know say when these people are trying to deceive us, although the gullible ones fly with it, I want to remind you that nobody forced this man to go for second term. Nobody forced this man to even go for first term, to go for governor. He went and his tenure expired, finished. Then he recontested again for second term in office, and he stayed for 8 years. And he just lied in the public TV now, saying that he struggled to be there for 8 years. Nobody forced you. I didn't see anybody holding banner in Kaduna say that you go nowhere, you must rule again, you must complete your tenure. Nobody. So this is what they do. They will lie to you. Many of them will come in by saying, I've made my money before. Now land, all of them be thief. All of them be thief. They more one way or the other. The reason why you see this kind of lies can fly because none of them go to prison. How many governors have you seen that when they finish their tenure, then they'll go to prison? How many? How many do you know? I thought I should quickly debunk that lie that I struggled to rule for 8 years. Nobody forced him to recontest it in second term. Nobody forced him. So he lied there. Thank you.
Before coming into public office, I don't need anything. After 8 years in Kaduna, I was nearly burnt out. I was struggling for 8 years, and I wanted to take a break, and I had my private plans. The president publicly appealed to me to put my plans on hold, and through 2 months of negotiation, we finally agreed that he would nominate me as minister, and there were certain conditions I attached to that. I think along the line, either the president changed his mind or something else, because please don't believe the story that the National Assembly rejected me. The National Assembly had nothing to do with this. The president didn't want me in his cabinet. He changed his mind. Whatever it is, frankly, I don't care. And I told him, and I moved on. And since I moved on, I've not said a word. I've not granted any interview. I've not commented on the government. But it is within my rights as a founding member of the APC, as one of the 34 people that signed the INEC form that got the party registered. It is within my rights to ask, why is my party not functioning?
Indeed.
And that's all. And so, you know, I don't know if I've answered your question, but...
Well, to some extent you have, but I'm going to press you a little bit more on that, because you suggested that there was, I mean, the impression that we all had was that you were nominated for a ministerial position, but that under serious scrutiny from the National Assembly, you failed to make the grade for security reasons. But you're saying that that was not what turned the tide of your support, that failure to win affirmation in the Senate. You're saying that the president decided that you were no longer going to be in his cabinet.
I believe that. I believe he changed his mind.
What makes you believe that?
What security? What was the security issue? I have been a governor for 8 years in one of the most difficult states in the country. Okay? I have been minister 20 years earlier. I've been in public life in the last 25, 26 years. What is the security issue? Where is the report? What about other ministers far less qualified, far less experienced, with huge controversies around them that scaled through because the president made a call? So please leave that aside. I don't want to focus too much on that.
No, Oga, you want to focus. Stop lying. You are lying, Oga El-Rufai. Nah, Rufai, they call you. You are lying. You know, it's obvious now what the opponent are saying, that you are pained. With the way you are responding, it shows you are pained. You all can see that this man who said he never wanted anything from Tinubu's regime, or Tinubu begged him and all that, is saying that Tinubu was the one that changed his mind to drop him based on security reasons. If for any reason they dropped you, as long as you're not interested, you've already told us that you don't have interest on any job with Tinubu, why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? That means you are pained. Yeah? Onanuga reply you, which I will project later on, that you are pained that, you know, the ministerial position did not get to you. And that is what you are currently demonstrating right now on Arise.
Right.
The president is a human being. He is entitled to change his mind. And it's not an issue. And it is a job I didn't want in the first place. So the slightest opportunity I had, the security thing was a good thing for me because it enabled me to say, Mr. President, I'm gone. And I went on with my life. Now, since then, has anyone released that report? What is the security issue? What is this? What is that? Leave that. The only reason why I'm talking about this, Charles, is because anytime I make any comment about how the party is running or not running, or I visit a friend of mine, Tinubu's hacks go on, oh, it's because he didn't get a ministerial nomination. Guys, I was minister 20 years ago, all right, in my 40s, and I told Tinubu I did not want to be minister. I was not interested. He appealed to me, begged me, and gave me a challenge. What was the challenge? Nobody has sorted out electricity. No president has defeated the electricity mafia. You and I can work to defeat it. It was the challenge that made me accept. All right? Now, I had an opportunity to serve my country, and the person that gave me the opportunity changed his mind. It's okay. And I've moved on with my life.
But I mean, have you encountered him subsequently? Have you met him? Have you, both of you, since that time?
We have met.
Did it ever come up in your discussion?
We have met, and we have met a couple of times. But, you know, We have met at Baba Akande's birthday anniversary last year, and the president asked me to come and see him. I met him once, we discussed, and, you know, let's find ways. I said, Mr. President, I don't have any problem. I'm fine.
When you say,
Life is
what did
good.
he say to you?
He said, you know, we still have to find a way to work together. I said, I'm waiting. You know, you tell me how we can work together, but I want to assure you, as I told you even before the elections, I am fine. I have a private life which predates politics, and I'm pursuing my life. Look at me. Do I look like I'm stressed? I have put on weight. I sleep better. I don't have to read security reports about bandit attacks here, or, you know, I am at peace.
But I mean, would you say that even though you are at peace, as you have suggested, that you've become estranged from the government of the day?
Look, Charles, I'm not a permanent government person. The first 38 years of my life I was in the private sector, okay? I came into government quite accidentally, and I have never wanted to be in government forever, okay? When I finished my work as Minister of FCT, I told late Umar Eradua I did not want any job, because I wanted to go and complete my law degree in the UK and go to Harvard Kennedy School. I got admission many years before it lapsed. I wanted to go and finish that MPA. I always plan my life outside of government. But for me, being in government is just an interregnum, an opportunity to serve,
yes. Which is fine,
yeah.
And based on
but
that,
not to be there permanently.
No, I understand what you mean,
yeah.
But based on that, you must have expected, and in fact many expected you to play a prominent role in Tinubu's administration, because you helped to deliver that position to him, and he wanted people like you, from what you've said, coalescing around him to give him the kind of support that would make his administration successful. And people are wondering whether, you know, beyond the ministerial position, whether there was a different rift that might have been simmering that we don't know about.
Well, look, first of all, let me correct that. I believe that the purpose of politics is to serve, and politics is a vocation. You know, politics is not a career, okay? So you go in, you serve, you go back to your life. People without an address, people without a profession, people without means of livelihood should not be in politics, in my view. So I have always looked at politics as, you know, a process through which leaders get thrown up, and when I get an opportunity, I go, I do my best, I show an example, I build other people that will replace me, and I move out. So the assumption that once you contribute to the success of a political party or a candidate, must lead to a payback through an appointment is misplaced.
Right.
Not all of us are interested in a government job, and I told Tinubu that. But Tinubu insisted, and I said, gave me a challenge, and I honestly thought, as you proposed, that he would want to get people like us to help him succeed. But you know, that didn't work out. It's fine. I'm back in my life, and I'm okay. And there is no, to the best of my knowledge, there is no other rift. Okay.
Well, let me put it another way. You're known to be a reformer. I mean, you were in the Bureau of Public Enterprises. You reformed so many things. You were the Minister of Abuja. You had this transformative influence that everybody recognizes in this city. I mean, you went ahead to Kaduna State. I suppose the jury is still out on how that went.
Have you been to Kaduna?
Not recently.
The jury was concluded 2
years
ago. But go to Kaduna. Don't listen to those.
I will. Yeah. I certainly will. But I mean, the thrust of my question is that you are known to be a reformer.
Yes.
As I mentioned, over the years. Are you supporting President Tinubu's reforms?
Look, I don't want to pass any judgment or make any opinion about the government, because anything I say can be interpreted as a criticism.
Well, you either support it or you don't support it.
No. I support some of the policies.
Right. Which ones?
Most of the economic policies are the right orthodox policies, okay? But the sequencing is wrong. The quality of the people implementing the reforms leaves much to be desired. And I think that some of the reforms are just wrong. You know, you don't target, you don't address food inflation by destroying domestic agriculture through importation, for instance. Food prices may be going down, but farmers are being impoverished because they are being made to compete with subsidized agricultural products. There has been no conversation about the alignment of government policies with the progressive values of the party. No conversation at all. I'm happy to learn through the grapevine that the party is finally going to have a national caucus meeting and NEC meeting in our party so that we have better quality candidates and governance. That's all. So I'm 65. I'm not yet ready to retire in politics. I intend to remain in politics. So sooner or later, if APC doesn't sort itself out and come back to those progressive values that I stand for and where I'm standing, I will find another platform that has similar values and move on.
Well, talking about the possibility of another platform, I mean, more recently you've been seen in the company of top opposition figures. Yeah. You've been reported to be in some sort of political discussion with them. I mean, could you sort of enlighten us as to what is going on there? No plans to join the PDP or the SDP or any other party? Discussions underway, possibly?
Okay. First of all, I think it should be clear that the fact that I'm in the APC doesn't mean that I cannot visit a friend of mine who is in the PDP or SDP, okay? So anytime I visit anyone that is not APC, say, oh, he's thinking of leaving the party. In fact, about 2 months ago, one character in Kaduna posted on his Facebook page that I've collected PDP membership card in my ward. It was totally untrue. When I visited my brother and friend Shehu Gabam at the SDP headquarters, oh, he has joined the SDP. Again, not true. I don't know where I will end up if the APC doesn't come back to where we started. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that PDP is not a party that I will go to, ever. Okay?
Right.
I have thought about that. I've decided that long ago, and nothing has changed. In fact, if anything, PDP has gotten worse.
Right.
So I can tell you, rule out PDP. I met with PDP leadership in Kaduna a couple of days ago. The state leadership of the party came to see me, and I will meet with them. You know, look, I'm a public figure. In my state and at my age and based on the responsibilities I have held, I am a leader of some sort. And if people say they want to see me, I'm not going to say you're PDP, I won't see you, or you're SDP, or I'll only meet with APC people. It is my duty to meet with everyone. It's my duty to guide and mentor young people across partisan divides. So I meet with people, but the moment I meet with anyone, everything is reduced to politics. But PDP, no. Other parties, possibly, if the APC doesn't sort itself out.
But I mean, some people have suggested that you have the potential to run for president of this country, given your, credentials and the things that you've done. I mean, are any of these meetings, can we call them political consultations, that you're sort of sounding people out?
No. Look, what started all this? Okay, first of all, let me say this. Anyone above the age of 35 with a secondary school certificate is qualified to run for president, okay? So in that sense, I'm qualified, right? But have I started talking to anybody about running for any office? No. I've never discussed that with anyone.
Okay.
Never.
Please stay with us because we're going to take a short break. You're watching Arise Prime Time. Plenty more still ahead. Stay with us.
trending with this shocking footage showing the national president of the Afenifere Youth Council, Prince Eniola Ojajuni, appealing to Nigerians to come to his aid as a kidnapper pointed a loaded gun to his face. Ojajuni was kidnapped last week while he was on his way to Abuja. In the video clip, he said the kidnappers gave him until 3 p.m. on Monday to come with the money for his ransom. This footage may be disturbing to some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's take a look.
Hello, good evening. Shifolushala, okay. Shifolushala, okay. Barrister Buadek Boruye. Barrister Sam Iwaya. Nigerians, help me. Your 100,000, 50,000, 1 million will go a long way to save my life. My name is Prince Eniola Ojajuni. God bless you. Aderomu, please help me to spread this video. Bode Karaki Ojajuni, my big brother. Bensi Ojakaraki. Badakunle Karaki, oh Ojajuni, sons and daughters, help me. Help me. They'll give me 3 p.m. tomorrow. They'll give me 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Aderomu is the National Secretary for the Afenifere Youth Council. In a report, he said the kidnappers initially demanded 100 million naira. But since he couldn't meet up with the time, they're adding 2 tricycles to it. And that's like 100 million, 2 tricycles, 5 million naira each. About 110 million naira at this point. I mean, he was kidnapped last week, and we're able to see footage from wherever he is, but we're not able to trace where the footage came from. I believe that the footage was sent to that Afenifere Aderomu guy, and he also talked about the fact that he confirmed that he had been shot at least 3 times. So he has 3 bullet wounds at this point, 1 in his buttocks, I believe. I mean, this is really sad. 3 p.m. Monday was yesterday, and he has passed his deadline. I sent the footage to the police PRO, yet to get any response. Kidnapping is still rife in Nigeria. Ayo.
All right, thank you so much, OJ, and thanks for that viewer discretion. This is very, very disturbing.
Yes.
You know what's very disturbing for me is that he didn't ask for security operatives. He's asking for us to raise the money.
Yes.
So it means that there's a better likelihood of his release with the payment of that outrageous sum for his ransom than asking the security operatives to find out and trace where he is. This is where the challenge is. In Nigeria now, the advice is don't get kidnapped. No. Because if you get kidnapped, it's one chance for you. Except perhaps you are the wife of a former AIG. Then they will do everything within their powers to make sure they are rescued. And this is why we keep saying there's a big problem.
Yes.
It's not just in Abuja. Kidnapping is still rife. And I speak because I'm consistently talking about how, the security agencies are trying, they're doing better. And I said it just about last week or 2 weeks ago that security is better now. But now it is worrying and sickening to see that this is still happening. And the Nigerians don't have a hope in security agencies to actually rescue them. The hope now is for us to collectively come together to raise money. It means that there's an industry, a kidnapping industry in Nigeria that is thriving, and there's no deterrent to it, that they are bold enough to arrest a prominent member like this and put a gun to his face in the public glare and ask for money. And people, rather than taking this video to security operatives for them to take action, because of their lack of action, would rather ask Nigerians to raise funds to continue to fund the pockets of these kidnappers. I shared with you a story about someone who is still in captivity. Unfortunately, a young girl. This happened in Port Harcourt. So Abuja is not the only place. Young girl, she went to serve NYSC, coming out from her CDS. She's been kidnapped now. They're asking for money. Guess what? The family was able to raise the amount of money. They said no, they want more. So it means that when they see that it's lucrative, there's nothing stopping them from asking for money. That's why I'm saying everybody's hands, just let God keep you safe. Yes. Because if you get kidnapped, you're not a prominent member of society. It is OYO, on your own. Yes. And that is sad. Really sad. How can we have kidnappers reigning, and security agencies or operatives cannot contain them? Yes. So that we have now come to a situation where let us just fund them, give them the money they want. It is anarchy. And something has to be said about that. Then on NYSC, if you cannot secure our children, stop sending them to other states. Absolutely. Stop putting their lives in danger if you are not able to do anything about it. Absolutely. It's sickening. Everybody is just keep yourself safe and pray that nothing happens to you, because it looks like the police, all the security apparatus, they're not doing anything to help Nigerians.
I am really sorry about what you're going through, because I can see you tearing up at this moment.
So sad.
I really, really hope that your friend and the Afenifere man will be released. I've sent the video out already, and hopefully this plea will help the security forces find where these kidnappers are, because that's really what we need. A quick comment.
It's not that the security forces can't find them out. I also think the security forces do things based on who you are in society.
Yes.
We all saw how they responded to the wife of the former police IG.
I said that, yeah.
Why can't they help? Oji, before you started this campaign, somebody called me over the weekend. Go and check out through my Twitter. I've been advocating for this Afenifere leader. In fact, let me tell you what they told me.
Tell me.
They said a lot of people are not rising up to support him and help him. It's because he's in the opposition.
Unbelievable.
In Ondo State. That's just it. He said that's the reason. And as of yesterday, they said Monday 3 p.m.
Yes.
We don't even know his
We don't know
state
his
now.
fate, yes.
We'll have to call to make findings if he's still alive.
Yes, right.
So the truth has to be said. If you are a prominent person, you have access, they will take on the case.
Yes.
Sorry about what is happening to you. If you are not a prominent person, people look at it.
Right.
And that's why we have an industry called kidnapping in this country.
Yes.
It's beginning to fester. And that's why, to a large extent, the government must come in strong. We are not seeing their hand enough. Is it that they've not been able to map out where this man is?
All right.
He's already been shot in the buttocks. That can kill him.
Can you imagine? I mean, we called on the Abuja FCT command because the Afenifere leader said that it was when he was on his way to Abuja, so it might be in that area. At least let's start from there. Well, we hope that he is safe. And, we pray for all those that have been kidnapped. We pray for their release, really. Let's now turn our attention and take reactions to the viral interview granted by the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, right here on Arise News. El-Rufai, during the interview, accused the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, of attempts to destroy his reputation, alleging that Ribadu is nursing a 2031 presidential ambition. El-Rufai also alleged that Ribadu is collaborating with Sani, the governor of Kaduna State, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to destroy his image. Well, he spoke to Charles Anyagolo. Let's take a look before we take some reactions.
This project of destroy Nasir El-Rufai is Nuhu Ribadu's conception. He's the architect and he's the builder of that project, and he's the one working with Sani to implement it. So far, it has been frustrating for them because they have not been able to find anything. In fact, what they have resorted to doing in the last 2 weeks is to be calling lower level people and some of my officials and saying, implicate Nasir El-Rufai and your problems will go away. This is what the ICPC has become. The EFCC is far more professional. They have, done a much better job of it. And now that we have seen that the whole thing is a charade, we are going to start fighting back, okay? Sani is not my friend. Nuhu Ribadu is not my friend. They were my friends at some point, but not anymore. Somebody wants to destroy my reputation. Why? Nuhu Ribadu wants to be president in 2031. Well, he has to eliminate every northerner that he thinks is in the radar. That's what's going on.
All right, accusation galore. And I'm glad Charles Anyagolo actually, called on Nuhu Ribadu and all the other people he accused for a right of reply, because obviously this is a weighty allegation. But he said something there that cracked me up. He said, Nuhu is not my friend. Sani is not my friend. Who is your friend? Oga, who is your friend? These were all the people that he said that as well. But all right, let me take reactions, because you know that there will be reactions. Let me take this from Reno Omokri, who wrote, Nasiru El-Rufai, the professional political kneeler who failed at being a leader and now needs a political healer. General Obasanjo retired as head of state in 1979. After 20 years, he returned as president. General Buhari left power in 1985 and returned 30 years later. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu left the stage as governor of Lagos in 2007. 16 years later, he is Nigeria's incumbent democratically elected president. Nasiru El-Rufai should learn from these eminent persons. Use your time out of office to be a statesman rather than a boogeyman. Be a loyal buddy rather than a royal bully. Build your political network rather than destroy your societal net worth. Just 1 year out of power, and Nasiru El-Rufai cannot stand the cold. He's not on good terms with his predecessor and his successor as governor of Kaduna. He's at loggerheads with his own political party. He has insulted those he once consulted and is now consulting those he once insulted. What a rhyme. I mean, Reno Mokri, I mean, there's one thing you have to give him. He does know how to write. I thought that was such a funny tweet, but the allegations are not funny and they are quite weighty. It was so funny, those pictures. But let me take Nuhu Ribadu's response to this. Nuhu Ribadu wrote on X, I won't join issues with Nasiru El-Rufai. My attention has been drawn to the interview granted by Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Monday evening. If my silence wouldn't risk being construed as consent, I would have ignored him. I am too preoccupied with my current assignment as to get into a media fight with Nasiru El-Rufai or anyone else, despite the incessant baiting and attacks. I have never spoken ill of Nasir, on record, anywhere. This is out of respect for our past association and our respective families. I will not start today. I, however, urge the public to disregard El-Rufai's statements against me. For the avoidance of doubt, I want to put it on record that I have never discussed running for president in 2031 with anybody. All my focus and energy are geared completely towards the advancement of Nigeria and the success of the President Tinubu administration. I therefore ask Nasiru El-Rufai to allow me face my onerous national assignments, just as I do not bother myself with his own affairs. Nuhu Ribadu. I mean, I think this is a well-rounded response. He has, removed himself from ever saying that he wants to contest for president. I thought it was quite mature that he said he wasn't going to join any issues with Nasir El-Rufai.
In the activism, in the rising activism that arose in the wake of the annulment of the June 12 elections. And while, yes, maybe that little detail was not true, there were a number of other details in terms of those who plotted coups, those who removed people from power, and, all of them seated around one table in the same room. That little irony you certainly cannot remove, can you?
Well, you cannot remove that as well. Even former head of state, General Gowon, also had his own story to tell, and so on. The fact is this, for me, and I think for President Tinubu, is now about 30. June 12 was 1993, 32 years ago.
Indeed.
I think as a nation, we need to move, to forget certain things. So not to totally forget, but to forgive certain injustice in the past. Certain things we have done wrong. You cannot continue to hold grudges, hold resentment against certain people, and then say, no, we will not forget that person. No, you are not God. Onanuga is a human being, and he made his own mistakes, even though people are saying that he didn't actually apologize for annulling that election, and he tried to put the blame on General Sani Abacha. That's not there, but as far as President Tinubu is concerned, he came there because he felt, as a former leader, as a person, he's a large-hearted politician. You can see people around him, people who have done some grievances against him in the past. They come back, he embraces them, and so on. I think he came there to just show that, as far as he's concerned, he has moved on. I said, if you look at what has happened after Onanuga left office and what General Buhari did in 2018, that settled the Ebola issue. June 12 has been recognized. It's now a national holiday. President Abiola, who was the uncrowned president, everybody now remembers, and if you talk about June 12, your mind goes to that man who was the symbol of that June 12. And for me, even though Abiola was not recognized, was not installed as a leader, President Tinubu was just showing that he's large-hearted and that he has moved on.
Yes, but how do the families who were hurt as a result of the activism, for the many people whose lives were disrupted, for the many people who lost family members, loved ones in that crisis, you know, how do you think that the president can appeal to them? Do you think that it is enough for the president to just attend and say, well, I have forgiven him personally? What about them?
He attended as president of Nigeria. There was a book launched by a former leader of Nigeria, and you see the galaxy of former leaders who also came. General Gowon, President Goodluck, Obasanjo, and Absalom Abubakar, they all came. If President Tinubu had not attended, I can imagine the headline that you come following day, Tinubu snores of Angada book launch. I think he came there because his Edo State, the launch was done right there in Abuja, where Tinubu sits as president of Nigeria. So I think it owes him something to attend, to just honor him.
Yeah, but you're not making reference to those who still feel very hurt by this.
My own belief is this. I said I was part of that June 12th.
Indeed.
I was also at that book launch. As a human being, I cannot continue to hold grudges against people decades, more than 3 decades after the act. I think it's time for us as a nation to move on. No, we're not going to forget, but you can forgive certain things. Look at Nelson Mandela. He was jailed for so many years and he came out of prison. He forgave those people who put him in jail, who oppressed him, I mean, the leaders of ANC and so on. You can see even Pope John Paul II, somebody who tried to assassinate him, he forgave him. So to me, as a human being, as maybe my own nature, I cannot hold grudges for long. I believe that people, all of us, even as Christians or Muslims, we have a duty to forgive those who have wronged us. And that's my appeal you cannot unmake what was done. Can you unmake the assassination of Kudrat Abiola, for instance? The deed is done. But it's time to forgive. That's the way I see it. President Tinubu came there and said to honor former military leader, not that he has forgotten what happened. In fact, he came there with a speech which he didn't read. He said he chose to speak extempore because he said he wanted to speak more from the heart. He didn't read that speech because he felt General Babangida had already answered some of the nagging questions he wanted to ask him if he had read his own speech about why did he annul the election, for instance. What was the reasoning? But I said, Babangida may not have given very satisfactory answer to that question to Nigeria. Of course, you can see the way people were attacking him and all kinds of things. But at least for me, the simple fact that, and for President Tinubu, the simple fact that the man admitted finally and even showed the figures that former MK Abiola won that election. To me, I think that was enough.
Let's go to Lagos. I know Ayo has questions for you.
Thank you, Malkwe. Mr. Onanuga, it's good to see you. One of the fondest memories for me, and of course perhaps for you as well, is the journalistic activism, the role that the press played between 1993 and 1999. In fact, maybe even before 1993, because there are those who will say there was a lot of pressure from the media that saw the military decide eventually to evolve and sustain what eventually came to be the Fourth Republic after the truncation of the Third Republic. I know you have some tales to tell, but would you say we have learned our lessons as a people, particularly in terms of what the power of the media to shape narratives and to compel stuff to get done for the people of Nigeria?
Well, that's a very loaded question. I just not jump into publishing what has not been authenticated by the right people. I will implore our journalists to be patient at times in publishing news, to at least try to confirm a lot of things. There are so many ways you can confirm. If an official is not willing to talk, maybe you must find a way. You must try to find a way to make sure that you don't just run away with a wrong impression about certain issues. Well, so I said, in summary, the law is there to support us, and we should always try to get information. Always knock on doors.
Well, you know that the dynamic.
Moving on now, the Nigerian Senate has invited Ahmed Isa, popularly known as the Ordinary President and host of the Brekete Family Show, to appear before lawmakers on or before February 27th. Now, the summon is reportedly linked to a recent live broadcast of his show, where Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan aired her grievances against Senate President GovOkpebholo. Isa, during the video, called both senators to address the controversy, while Natasha Uduaghan responded and accused the Senate leadership of victimization. Senator Akpebholo declined the call 3 times. Well, following this summons by the Senate, the ordinary president has taken a different stance. Look at this.
See where I said she was wrong. Did you see that? But she must apologize to. She must apologize. She must apologize. You know, every reaction has an action that triggered the reaction.
Which we don't know.
So as we don't know waiting be the action will trigger the reaction. Waiting with the see now her reaction. And on the surface here, everybody don't see say she did wrong by her outburst. She go apologize.
Now, in a video before this, Ahmed Isa was saying that Nigerians stand behind Natasha and that they were going to make sure that she was apologized to by the Senate president. And so this juxtaposition is clearly a backtrack. But with the Brekete Family Show widely regarded as a platform for the common man, of course, many Nigerians are now questioning if this Senate invitation is an attempt to silence him or if there are deeper political tensions at play. Because why is he backtracking? I'm going to take some social media commentary. I absolutely love to hear what you guys have to say. Senator Sani weighed in on this. He says, inviting Ahmed Isa, the CEO of Brekete Radio, to the Senate is unnecessary and demeaning. Thank you, sir. Eukarya says, lol, LOL. So the masses have turned against her now. How did he change his stance so quickly? Only in Nigeria do the oppressed end up apologizing to their oppressors. And La Majora says, ordinary president no go fold care. Ordinary president now stutters. Nigeria is a gang up. You are on top. The fact that you are on top is that those who want you to do away with your platform have not had time yet or thought for you. Once you trigger their interest, they must either make you fold or make you go. I'm going to take one last tweet. Now, Morola says, needless to say, it shows you the priority of our leaders. If a Senate president is so petty, I wonder what they discuss in the Senate chambers. This is all extremely interesting. I find it very interesting that Ahmed Isa put the 2 lawmakers on the spot like that, and Senator GovOkpebholo not answering the call. He's a very, very busy man. I don't think that speaks to his credibility in this situation. But I'm going to move on to my last story. In my final story, the children and the grandchildren of the late military ruler, General Sani Abacha, have taken to social media to defend his legacy after fresh claims linking him to the annulment of the June 12, 1993 elections. Now, former military president General Ibrahim Babangida recently blamed forces led by Abacha, who was then his chief of defense staff, for the infamous annulment. In response, Abacha's daughter Gumsu, his son Sadiq, and his grandson Rais have expressed admiration for their late patriarch, insisting that his leadership remains significant despite all the ongoing scrutiny. Now, of course, as usual, their comments have sparked heated reactions online, and many Nigerians are debating Abacha's place in history. Was he a dictator? Was he a hero? Or was he just a pawn, as is being alleged by General Babangida? I'd love to take a look at social media. Rino Oduala says, if only this country was China or North Korea, People with last names like yours wouldn't even dare to show in public, not to talk of having the audacity to tell us narratives about who is more evil. There's a passionate tweet. Dr. Gaza Kure says, history might judge him differently, sure, but only if we ignore the facts and romanticize a thief as a hero. Nigerians deserved better than a leader who murdered, stole, and called it strength, referring to the Abacha loot. Malachi says, 7 p.m. in response to Rais Abacha, the grandson of General Abacha. He says, 7 p.m. news on NTA. We danced and celebrated our liberation from the despot. And finally, Chuksin had this to say. He says, all these children who were fed with looted funds won't keep quiet and hide their heads in shame. This is all very interesting. Veronica and Ibrahim, what do you guys think about this summons and this seemingly backtrack by Ahmed Isa, the ordinary president, right, as well as Abacha's children and grandchildren coming to his defense, despite the knowledge we have of the late general?
All right, let me begin with ordinary president. I think that we need to respect people who occupy certain offices, and I disagree with the fact that if the Senate president did not pick his call, it's a question on his integrity. I want to know what transpired behind the scene. Did he, the ordinary president, tell the third citizen of this country that he was going to call him on his show, or he just decided to pick his phone and call him? The Senate president has an office we must respect. Yes, there was an issue. I do not like the way the matter went on at the floor of the Senate, but we must respect these people and their offices. Yes, they have a responsibility to answer us when we call on them, but you must also follow protocol and respect their office. Did he speak with him before then to know if he's available to join in on the conversation? That's a question I'd like to know answered. And then if the Senate president had agreed and then did not pick his call, then I can say it's a question on his integrity. Now for the late Sani Abacha and his children trying to defend him, I think that history or posterity will continue to speak for certain persons. For him, a lot of persons lost their parents, lost their families because of his personality and how he handled it. Yes, he must have treated his children with love, but a lot of people lost their parents, lost their fathers in the course of he being who he was at the time. I don't want to talk too much on this, but
yeah,
it's fine.
We're actually out of time, but let me just quickly speak to the ordinary president. I feel if it was me, if I were the one, I would consider it an infra dig. Not talk about the third person, I mean the third personality of this country, the Senate president. You can't just call people, you can't batch into their privacy and just call them and expect them to now give you a matter that is of national interest. Yes, you represent the people, you do. I love the daring attitude, the confidence and everything, but then I consider it complete demeaning to the persons of Natasha and that of the Senate president. So you should honor their invitation and explain better. But I disagree with Senator Sani on this.
All right.
All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Thank you so much for your time with us today. My presentation continues anyway, but we are almost rounding up. Thank you so much, Mother for Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to you, Mommy. Thanks very much for all that you do. I love you so much. Thanks for the prayers, the care, everything that you do, not just for me here, all of us. Thank you very much, everyone. Right there, I've showcased almost everybody on the panel already. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, Emmanuel, Peggy Modi. God bless you all. Thank you, Ajio Deborah. It's good to hear from you. Thank you, Alaba Ferreira. Thank you very much, sir. I actually got your email. I've still not responded. I got your email about 2 days ago. I'll respond to that, sir. Thank you so much. Keshuko, my brother, I can see you. Discussion, Channel TV, I can see you. Thank you, my people. Friday, one go and many orders. Thank you so much, my people, and God will bless you now. Help us to press on the like button, help us to share. Press on the $sign. Someone should buy me a coffee if you can. I appreciate that. But meanwhile, on the Senate president and the ordinary president and Natasha. Anyway, I don't know if I want to talk about that matter. I don't believe it concern me like that, but still, the one will concern me now, one carry console, because I don't know the certainty of this information, but I'll just leave it as allegedly because I saw it somewhere, but I cannot verify this information that you're seeing right there on the screen. But wait till we see there, it shocked me because one of our panelists actually mentioned similar thing the other day, saying that who knows if Natasha will be facing one or two things concerning that sexual harassment and all that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who mentioned them again for this panel. But still, this is the lawsuit allegedly filed against the Senate President, Senator Natasha 500 billion naira sexual harassment suit against Senate President Akpabio. How true is this? It's circulating right now, so we are waiting if this can be confirmed. The sanctity of that information can be confirmed. But meanwhile, I'd like us to move on, my people. I'm going to post out a link now for those of you that want to join the discussion today. I'm moving on to Edo State straight away. Our governor, the executive governor of Edo State, don't grant another interview again. This man is talking. Mike Akinbare, I can see right there. Suberry, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Mike Akinbare, Wabo Felix, and many others. Paul Omer, I can see you, Jota Ho, many others. God bless you all. My governor is everywhere talking. Now, where they talk, say my governor, they're talking. He's talking now. What do you have to say? Let's listen to him.
The election that you won and the tribunal that is looking into the matter. The narrative being put out there is that you rigged the election and you don't even want the tribunal to sit in Edo State. How confident are you that the tribunal will enforce the mandate that was given to you?
First of all, let me tell you, there was never PDP in Edo State. Look, you entered an election with a divided house. You have just 25% of your followers. Are you expect to win? You were, everybody, I don't know whether you watch TV on the eve of the election.
Yes.
You saw Obaseki with Ghana Must Go going to buy INEC staff. But the INEC commissioner refused because the man said, I want a free and fair election. Whoever wins, wins. I was waiting for whoever wins, wins. And I know by the grace of God, God is on my side, I was going to win. One, the people love me. Two, I'm not a transactional man, I'm a community builder. So how do you think people, Edo people will leave a community builder to go and vote for a transactional man? It's never done. Edo people have chosen their governor, and so be it by the grace of God. I trust in God. The tribunal, by the grace, I learned they're mopping up money to go and bribe tribunal people. But God is, I believe with God, all things are possible, and I have confidence that the judiciary, they have lived up to expectation. They will not take money to sell this judgment to anybody. I believe that God that created Edo State, that put Edo here, knows what is best for Edo people. And God will not allow our enemies to triumph over us. You can even see from the tribunal, the testimonies that are coming from there. My brother, somebody said, I'm going to give...
No, wait. Now, question I want to ask a question. Now, God created those states. Now, just question. I want to know because according to my governor, said the God that created those states. And I know this is a religious country. Now, God created those states, or the government created those states. I'm just asking. I want to learn. So let's move on.
Give you 390 witnesses. Later, they say, we'll give you 190 witnesses. At the end of the day, they brought only 18 in cross-examination. It was a free and fair election. Was there any form of rigging? Was there any form of attack that day? No. So you said there was overvoting in this place. Were you there? They said no. How did you know? Hearsay. Because they have media propaganda and they have money to pay social media. They have money to do that. I don't have money to do all these things. The money for Edo belongs to Edo. I'm using the money to develop Edo. I can't pay money for any nonsense. They were campaigning through the social media. They were doing this. But me, I was moving from village to village. I was knocking at people's houses. I knocked in one man's house. I said, who are you? I said, I am Akpako Isa. I've come for you to vote for the progress of Edo people. He looked at me, he said, my son, we will vote for you. We have heard so much about you. So, and these guys were moving from pillar to pole, from one TV station to another. I don't know how to do that. They even say I don't know how to talk.
Yes.
I don't know
whether you can't speak English.
That's what they said. I don't know whether I've just gone to India to buy battery to talk to you now.
Your Excellency, I want you to summarize your achievements in 100 days.
I don't even know where to start because I've done so much. And I don't want to blow my trumpet, but I'll just tell you, when we came in, we discovered that the issues that bordered on Edo people, most especially area of infrastructure. So we first of all moved into that. Roads were major problems to our people. There was a time that you have to leave. If you are traveling from Abuja, you get to after Okpebholo, or even before Okpebholo, you can't drive on the road anymore. From Edo to Benin, from Edo.
All right, because of time, I need to stop that. But if you want to go watch the Go to TVC, he still talked for another 1 hour there. He lambasted on Obaseki, saying that Edo Best was a scam, that Obaseki scammed the Edo people. He need to explain to the to Edo Light what he used the money for and all that. So he lambasted on Obaseki in other area and all that, but still, I just need to move on. I can't play all the videos. Sorry, guys, because we've crossed 1 hour already. But we still need to go back again to Edo State. People. This one, now people, now they decide this one. I'm gonna watch this one.
Thank you. That's all. That's all. Because the previous government, they were having interest in people that were selling drugs here. That's why they couldn't do anything. But today, the government of Senator GovOkpebholo is here to sanitize this place. Because we have no interest here. We want a better Edo. And that's the one we are seeing. Look at this place. Before you cannot pass through, before you cannot pass through this place. This is a popular area, man. When we were growing up in Benin, we will be happy for our father to bring us to a place here, man. I remember when this hotel was filled. We used to come to this place to come and snap picture. But today, it has become a place where users have taken over. And we said no to it. We said no to it. We want a decent Edo State. That is why Senator GovOkpebholo said, we must clear this place. And by the grace of God, we are going to sustain this place. We are going to drive away all the criminals and the drugs people here. You can see the level of job that we have done this morning. And by the grace of God, we are going to sustain it. No going back. It's not going to be business as usual. By 7 p.m. this evening, we will be here to make sure we finish what we started. That is why we are here. We have given them notice for the past 2 weeks that they should clear up this place.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I will make you brief us what they happen here today. We see say everywhere they clear and waiting be the day road before those people be they say they do trade. We just see everywhere you're clear once. What did they happen?
Yeah, thank you very much. If you stay for Benin, you will know the name of this place. Now here be the popular Iyama by Royal Mambo. And you know, say this hotel don't stay here for more than 25 years. And here, now be the arch of GROA, where we know as OGROA. But for the past 4 years, you will see the kind of nuisance when they happen for this place. They sell all type of drugs here. And you know that all over the world, drug trafficking is prohibited, and that's why, with the vision of our amiable governor, Senator Ahmed Okpebholo, aka Abako Rescue, he's saying come rescue Edo people, and that is exactly what we are doing. You go see the number of our youths, many of them get HLH because of the level of drugs when they dey into. And if you are driving past this place anytime from 7 p.m. in the evening, you will see that this place is not motorable. You will see the level of street trading and the harassment for the youth when they tell people say buy drugs, and those who don't follow them buy drugs, they go destroy their vehicle, they go rape some women here. And this place today, we can't deeply say make we come out this morning, we come clear here. I know they here alone, I dey here with the MD Waste Management Board. Now combined team now we take the here, and by the grace of God, we are going to sustain this thing as long as this administration still dey exist. For the 8 years when this administration wants stay, we will sustain this thing when we start this morning.
We want to know whether this exercise will reach till in the evening, because you know say in the night some kind of people they gather here.
Yes, thank you for the question. We have a plan of coming back here 7 p.m. Even as we are living here, we are leaving some of our men and some security agencies behind. By 7 p.m. this evening, we will be here. We will close here by 12 a.m. the next morning, and that's what we will do for the next 6 months. Because this place, don't they give Edo the bad name? And for the information we gathered, most of this drug trafficking is not from this state. They will bring them from other states because they use until they destroy our children here. And to start with, we have written to the NDLEA, we have written to the police, we have written to the DSS, we have written to the vigilante and all that. We are going to work as a team so that we can sustain what we have started here. And by the grace of God, Edo people will be happy. A lot of prayers have been said this morning by the motorists and the people that is living in this environment. And we know when you are doing a good job, there will be a lot of challenges. But out of 100%, if 51% say what you are doing is good, that means there's a pass man. So we are following the vision of Mr. Governor to make sure we clear this place of nuisance.
Thank you, sir. Introduce yourself again.
My name's Kelly Okungbawa, popularly called Capacity Boost. So by the grace of God, I'm the state coordinator, public safety response team, and co-chairman, recovering of government vehicle. Thank you. God bless.
Bastardize the beauty of the building.
God bless you.
Thank you so
by
much.
By 7 p.m. we'll be here. We'll close by 12 a.m. in the morning with all the security agencies.
That's right.
It's not going to be business as usual. A new Edo, that's what we want. Thank you.
Well, sir, how do you see the work being done today? Well, I'm happy. I was driving past here. This is Ihaman, popular Ihaman, and which was almost becoming a den of criminals. You know, they use it as a hideout during the day, at night. So it was very worrisome to residents in the area. I'm happy that my brother has taken a bold step to, you know, drive away those wrong elements that have been constituting nuisance within these premises. Yes. Of course, if you come here at night, it's a no-go area. Even during the day, it's a no-go area. But you can see the free flow of traffic. Against today, it has always been something else. So I'm very happy and I commend the work done so far this morning. God bless Edo State and His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, for initiating an initiative that brings sanity to every Edo person. Thank you.
My name is Joseph Okunigene. I'm the SSA on pipeline surveillance. I'm very happy what is happening here because these guys they call Lema, you know, the atrocities they commit here every day is unprecedented. They rape here, they do all sorts of crime here. From there, they go here, they go to various places to go and commit crime, armed robbery and all in this city. But I'm very, very happy what is going on right this morning here. What is going on right here this morning. I'm very, very happy and I want to thank my brother Edo Stone for clearing this place this morning. We are very happy. Edo is very happy. We are very, very grateful. Thank you very much.
Yes, my people for Edo State, Unadoye.
All right. I thought I should bring that here. To be honest, it's sad to see that this drug of a thing is gradually circulating everywhere. Yeah, it's circulating everywhere because once, you know, for the past 1 week now, they report this drug of a thing now, you know, the importation of fake drugs and all that is circulating everywhere. But meanwhile, I saw another one. This one is coming from the OBA Palace. The Enigies from the OBA Palace. Now, then I talk for this video. I said, I still carry and come, make una see him. But I don't know what it's all about. But I just thought, okay, let me bring it here, make una see him.
What do you
nobody who run okay gwari no amune enogi no wa Sani yeba to carry go come on oba talk say adewe agba to say uno kagwari abi ore no de jene enogi kaya gara egba mo aburo we odun we kino tele lwe wa ni agbawu orebu egwa yi mwere ego na no agba ore ni anoba oba apape ise abi kege na pa ni enogi ire mo ba ya oba mo ike si chalo ọba àtọ́pẹ́ enogi ẹgbàá jùmùrì mú ní ni a máa orí máa ní ìwọ̀pọ̀ òun náà kẹ́ ẹgbàá rẹ̀ náà to Total community. Ọdún wí ẹyẹ rọ ọdúnkógìvà ọdúnkógìà ọdúnkógìnẹ nọrẹwùnà gìsẹn nọrẹwùnà ẹẹpà.
Okay, that video is long, but I'll just let it go because they know they speak English there. But the little that I understand about the video is that, and according to the title as well, that the OBA Palace suspended all the Nigis that work with Obaseki. I don't know how true is that, but on that particular video, yes, it is real that they were suspending some people and all that. But why? Why were they suspending them? That's one thing I don't know. But I thought I should bring it here as well. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you. I'm just going to take an article that I have here so that just headlines to tally what we showcased already earlier on. As you can see right there, Nigeria facing existential threat. That was El-Rufai. Then I'll bring another one in sharply, so that we can start talking now. Then I have that one there, El-Rufai as well. 2007 APC berate El-Rufai for attacking Tinubu and Ribadu. So I'll leave that one right there, coming from Punch. I just wanted to put all that on for you. In case you want to go read more, you can see where the sources are coming from. Then I have that one right there, the same thing. Mr. Rose Nom, it is time to move on. By Onanuga test El-Rufai. Then I have another one here, sharply, coming from Reno to El-Rufai, I guess, as well. So it's coming from The Nation. Why El-Rufai wasn't appointed minister by Tinubu, Reno Omokri lambasted on El-Rufai on that particular one. Then I have another one here again, El-Rufai. El-Rufai actually occupied all the newspaper today. This one is coming, Ribadu. I will not join issues with El-Rufai. That was it. Then the last one that I have for you here is this one, El-Rufai again. There you go. Okay, from Vanguard, I pity El-Rufai is hot for losing Minister of Sport. Onanuga, that particular video earlier on, I couldn't play to that part, but you can go watch it if you want. Yes, my people, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you guys today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. I'd like us to move on right now. For those of you that want to call into the show, you can do that now, or I'll just start with the only person that I have on the panel so that we can talk. Thank you so much, my people. Thanks for just coming in. If you are coming in, you never press on the like, help us to press on the like, help us to share. I have the first caller already here. Mr. Larry. Thank you very much, Mr. Larry, for calling in. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. It appears there's only Black Panther on the panel at the moment, so good evening to you, Black Panther, and everybody that's listening to us. A few days ago, we were discussing about what had transpired at the Senate House, where Senator Natasha was having a direct go at the Senate President Ababio. And I believe I made mention of something that at the time might have sounded a bit controversial, but it appears that there's documentation coming out, whether it's legitimate.
Oh, yes. You were actually the one that made that comment. Yes, you're right. Go ahead.
And I did mention that when a lady speaks to a person in position, a man in authority, in that manner, it suggests a lack of respect. And that lack of respect, 9 out of 10 times, for we guys, we always know where the roots of that lack of respect comes from. I'm not surprised about what we are saying. And this is testament to the bulk of the men who are holding positions in authority. I'll caveat it with allegedly. A lot of these men are sexual deviants. They like children. I'll make it very, very explicit. They like children. Very, very, very young children. These are the kind of men that we have in power in Nigeria. These are the kind of men we have in power in Nigeria. So we need to speak. We need to speak. Whether you feel like speaking is not an action, it is an action. It is through speaking that we would be able to consolidate our thoughts on how best to then channel our energy towards resolving these problems. But these ills in our society, they need to be brought to the forefront of our conversation. I thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, for this platform, and I thank you for your unwavering dedication towards the effort of making our country a better country.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the evening.
God bless you, Mr. Larry. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. All right. I don't know if we're having another call right now, but before that, if there's nobody calling in, I'll just move on straight to Black Panther. Black Panther, now let me, are you there today? So you get the opportunity to talk to us. Say this kind of opportunity now, Mr. Jonathan, that CM and Arita, now they pray for this kind of opportunity so that they can talk. Say those three people, today
the topic, the topic. The go don't recycle, not be today again. They don't come. Nigeria. Voila day. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody out there. I want to say thank you to everybody, and then to the last speaker, thank you very much. I want to thank Mama in diaspora. May God bless you, ma. Continue to guide us and give us that morale. Because if you can do it, then we can do more. Because we are younger, so we should be able to do more. So for you to be with us, I'm very grateful, and it's by the grace we have this kind of honor to have such amiable and a woman with grace with us in this trouble. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank the viewers there, everyone, the people that come to the show, the commenters, everyone, the one that is typing. May God bless. Let's continue to do our best. We can only, fight among ourselves, but at the tail end, we are looking for one particular thing: victory for the average Nigerian. Victory to have a country that we can call a name and we can call our own. Because we don't yet have a country now. We are just settling a place where somebody gave it a name, and we are on it. We have not been able to carve out our own vision, our own mandate for our country. It is just a conglomerate of people that have sat in the hands of affairs without ideas. They've been doing it. They've been putting us down. A lot of our great men have gone, and we are continuing from where they have stopped. I think this is a testament that we have locked in. And if you in America you say you lock in, nothing can take you back. That means you are in for the better. So I want to say here that to every Nigerian, let us push aside our tribal differences. Let us put on one corner the religiosity in us, because God will not come down to rectify. God has not come down to create Edo State. God has given us the liberty to create, to dominate, and do whatever that is right in this world, proclaiming his name at the end of it, bringing people to the light of truth, to know Jesus because he's the author of truth. Therefore, we shall continue to speak the truth, because it has been shown to us that you cannot bring down truth. Truth will always find its way. Like you cannot cluster water in a place for so long. At the right time, the water will burst loose. Even if you put it within the rock, it will break the rock and come out. That is it. That is truth. That is who we are. Now, I want to speak on El-Rufai. El-Rufai is still in lockdown in religiosity and looting of the Nigerian treasury. He is not talking about how to make a country. He is not talking about how to bring Nigeria together so that we can fathom out and postulate a vision for the country. A place where the whole world, the whole black race will be proud of. They are not thinking about that. They are thinking about how to take land. They are thinking about how to loot. And they are thinking about how to deceive the gullible Nigerians. But thank God we are pushing back to teach the gullible Nigerian the right thing to do and how to speak and how to nail it down, speaking the truth to power. And now I want to say here, El-Rufai, and I want to speak to the press of Nigeria, to get El-Rufai, to make El-Rufai meaningless and to make him irrelevant in the space of things. Please, I beg you, Nigerian journalists, go and dig out all El-Rufai past videos. Go and dig out what he spoke about the Christians. Go and dig out what he spoke about putting people in the bags and passing them out. Go and think about how he ignited Boko Haram, how he stood out front in the limelight. Go and dig it out, because the word of a man can never be separated from a man. The word that he speaks is who he is. So when he comes out to say something contrary, we call him a deceptive element. We should not fall to that trick. Everybody that is owning a TV studio on YouTube should go ahead to dig out what El-Rufai has spoken concerning Nigeria, concerning the South, concerning the Southern Christians, concerning Nigerian politics, how he wants to make Muslim ticket, everything. Dig it out and play it every day. We will make him irrelevant. It is high time we flush out all those debris. When we go into our restroom, after using the restroom, what do? We flush them out. We flush those debris out. And it is time for us to flush these people out. And how do we flush them out? It's by bringing every word they've spoken in the past and put it on the table before them and before Nigeria. That is where the information will go more deeper. That is when every Nigerian will see them. we see him as an element of destruction, as an element that doesn't want Nigeria, that doesn't want a new country, that we will sit together, postulate a vision for ourselves, write a constitution for ourselves, and rename this country that the colonial people gave us as Nigeria. It is never, we never called it Nigeria. The black man never called it Nigeria. We are going to call it a name that is well deserved when we get our country back. Burkina Faso was not Burkina Faso before. They turned it around and gave themselves a name well befitting of their people. The name that is gotten from their people. The name that has a meaning and it translates itself in their characters. That is the name we are going to give our newfound country. If anybody does not want to, go alongside with it, then you go your separate way. But we'll come as a big nation, as a mighty nation, well over 200 million black race. It's not anywhere. It's only in Africa. We can be a formidable force if we are willing. If we are willing, we can be a formidable force if we are willing. And in our willingness, we'll create something that black race, the world never see before. Like Nelson Mandela always say, those words stick into my blood marrow, bone. Every fiber of my bone is stick in there. And I'm seeing it every day. It says, if Nigeria don't rise, Africa will remain where it is. Many might try to stand up, but Nigeria has an influence in the world era of politics. It has shown itself that what man cannot do, Nigeria did it. It's only going ahead by itself and taking apartheid down in South Africa. Nigeria did it. Nigeria took every country in Africa together, financed it, and South Africa was free. Nigeria solely financed Liberia, financed it, and Liberia is free. Nigeria went to so many African countries, the one you know about. They sponsored it, and today they got their freedom. Why can't we fight for our own freedom? That is the question. Why can't we fight for it? It is because we are divided. It's because we allowed them to sell all sorts of words into our memory. That is to tell you words are stronger than the weapon you hold. Words created the World War I, II. It was the word of men that started it. And the word of men stopped it. When they came to a round table that this war must stop, they stopped it. Therefore, it is possible for us to stop what is happening in our beloved land. Now, I will go to Edo State. Edo State is in a quagmire. Edo State is in a distressed position. Edo State is in a coma. I want to ask, what are the lawmakers doing? This is the same thing Obaseki did by mouth typing. I will stop this within my 8 years. I will stop this within my 4 years. Don't you know you can stop it permanently? Don't you know you can enact a law that will be binding? Don't you know you can make your nation strong and the people stronger by bringing up and enacting a law? What is all this illiteracy that I'm seeing in Edo State? Putting people together and putting a cloth on them that don't have training, that doesn't have anything. You just put them on the road to face the adversity that men has created. That is it. Edo State now, the way I see it now, The governor is sitting down one-sided because it's a governor, quote and unquote, but it's going to be ratified by the judiciary. Until that is done, his half bottom is seated on that throne. I call it a throne because yet we don't have leadership. We have rulers. Now, my amiable governor, sorry for that noise. My amiable governor, we have sat down here with the citizens and other brothers that love Edo State. We have sat down here. We have drew a pathway. We have given examples and we have spoken well for Edo State. We have made every other state an example for us to go there and copy and make a better prototype of what they have done. But yet, we have not yet seen what you are doing that will make it brighter, that will make the future brighter. We have not seen it. I want to say here, Edo State Governor, please, I beg you, as it is now, until it is ratified, before ratification, please make laws. Start making laws. Start making laws that will give birth to institutions that will do things for the Edo State. Make a law. Declare Edo State. Declare a war on road. Declare a war on drug. Make a law on it. You have a state assembly. Declare a war to provide water for every Edolite. Declare a war to provide light for every Edolite. We don't have anything of sort that I've spoken now. We don't have it. Declare a war. Make Edo State the beauty of Nigeria, of this country. Make Edo State a place where when you visit, you will be hungry to come back. Edo State as it is today. I've been there, I've gone there for a modern city, for a great city like Edo State not to have a bus stop terminal. It is a shame because all the Agberos you have now, they were all brought up from the garages, littered all over Edo State. That is an eyesore of the greatest city, the greatest empire in Africa, the Benin Empire. We have not showcased the talent we have. And those talents have not come out because these modern day politicians that are hell-bent to destroy the country, they are hell-bent to destroy those states. But we will say no because we were first before Nigeria. We will say no because we were first before this nation got its own amalgamation. Therefore, my governor, I will call you my governor because the constitution that the military gave us, I declare you the governor. Therefore, I declare, I say, my governor, please listen to the people. Don't listen to what is going on. Come into the social media. Go have a tete-a-tete with people. Every month, have a media chat with your people. Every month, have a media chat with the diasporans. Ideas are born just one day. Ideas are given birth to. My governor, you cannot do it alone. You need the ideas of people because it's beyond you. It is beyond you. You have to sort out for ideas, not those people that are there playing the ball. They don't see because we are the spectator. We are seeing the end as we are looking down to what is happening in Edo State. We are seeing it. We are seeing the football pitch. We are looking at the two posts. We are looking at the beginning. We are looking at the end. It is the future that will tell us how far we have gone and what we are going to give to the next generation that will take over from you, my governor. You have to have a media chat ideas, the intellectuals, the artisans got to sit with you and talk with you. You make it a sort of things you do every day, every month. Speak with diasporans, gather them together. You have enough. The best of Edolite are out there. The best of Nigeria is out there. It has been proven, and it will be proven over again. We have to sit down and galvanize intellectuals, galvanize wisdom, and make Edo State a formidable force in the middle of the wilderness. We have to do it. This is the audacity of unity, the audacity of strength in unity. We got to take advantage of it. If you don't do it, you become like you become like the former governor that spoke about all this Edo rescue, all this economic summit that were rubbish. They were just siphoning money for nothing's sake. How can a man destroy his father's land? How can? It baffles me and it pains me in my bone. How can a man sit and destroy his own father's land, where he was born, where his umbilical cord is buried? He does not want to make it a beauty of the world. He don't want to make himself an example of something that a man can make a land be great. A man can decide his destiny if he is willing to do. My Edo State governor, everything that you need to make Edo State what it is in every Edolite. It's in us. If you think you can do it alone, you are going to be a failure. I'm speaking this to every leaders and prospecting leaders in the future of a growing country, a growing nation, a growing race. If you think you can do it alone, you'll be a failure. Until you galvanize the resources, until you galvanize wisdom around you, before you can come out to say, I have run a race and I found a nation and I built a nation. Thank you, Nigeria Watch. Thank you for giving this long time to speak. I speak my heart, and this is what I have. Edo State must be the light of every people to see that we can do it when we come together. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, for that submission. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, we have Mr. Jonathan with us. Mr. Jonathan, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. I beg, talk to us.
Yeah, Mr. Elvis, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I greet you. Happy Tuesday. God bless you. And I greet Mr. Black Panther. I greet you too. Welcome. I hope you're having a nice time. God bless you too. Mom Diaspora, I greet you. My God bless you abundantly. And the commenters and all the callers. I believe we had one. I'm not really sure if there has been a caller today, but anyways, prospective callers that will still call. I greet everyone. God bless you all. You see, it's so funny. Yeah, Black Panther alluded to it that this is just a, like a recycle. It's a recycle news because I believe on this platform, most of this news has been, this platform has actually exhausted this topic, especially that of IBB. It's not going away. People kept on talking about it. I saw the video of Liboros Oshoma, Barrister Liboros. I saw his video. I saw another video, someone also commenting on it. It's not going to go away. In fact, Onanuga was also, questioned on it as well. And Onanuga did a good one. He tried, but I must tell you, Mr. Onanuga, you failed. You failed. You see, they are very good in Nigeria. One thing that they have been very good at And they continue to do it because they know that Nigerians always fall for it. Is this their craziness in trying to rewrite their story, their own story? They try as much as possible. They will have done the evil, the wickedness. So they believe when they are doing the wickedness, they know that what they are doing is wickedness, is evil. But at the back of their mind is that, you know what? I'm going to rewrite the story. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years later, I will come and rewrite the story. That's what they do in Nigeria. It's no longer something that you can say they are doing it unknowingly or unconscious. No, they are very deliberate at it. Why they are perpetrating the evil and the wickedness of the Nigerian people through corruption and misgovernance, at the back of their mind is that I will come back somehow one day and say a different thing, distort the old narrative. And to a very large extent, they have been successful. Why? Because the same people that has brought us to where we are, they are the ones that are still ruling. They are the ones that are still in charge. Because they always come back and tell us a different story. And Nigerians always believe their story. But I think they touch a very sensitive area. This IBB book launch, it was a total error on their part. And I want to believe, I hope, in fact, I pray that this will be the beginning that Nigerians will start to disregard or not to listen to this story, this rewrite of story. This will be the beginning of rejection from Nigerians. Because some of us will say it, but majority of Nigerians will not see it. These people will come over and over and over again and rewrite stories, their wickedness. They will paint it good. That is why this Babangida story cannot go away. It's just because this is a very sensitive area. People kept on saying, people lost their lives. Families have been destroyed because through this Abiola saga or whatever you want to call it, and you are coming out and people sat down in one room, clapping, laughing, joking about it, and somebody came out, Onanuga, to rewrite, see the rewrite that he did today. You want to play that church mentality, that religious thing card on Nigeria. See that religious card he brought out. Oh, you have to forgive. You know, you have to forgive. To forgive is divine. You see that religious card. Once they go there, you know that that's a soft spot for Nigerians, Christian and Muslims alike. This is not about Christianity or about Islam. No. This is a sensitive matter. This is about Nigeria as a nation. The destruction that was brought to Nigeria. And this is it now. 3 decades after, Nigeria is still not out of it. And somebody came out, or in fact, a group of they are coming out now, telling us that all is well. They should just forget it. They should just forget it and let the country just move on. It's the same people. I said it here 2 days ago on this platform. And I'm glad that, and I know a lot of people, it's not going away. Liboros Oshoma, he said it again in his own very articulate, legalistic way. He brought it out again. The same people that fought against Babangida, they are the same people that sat in the same room with him, throwing accolades at him again. In fact, donating billions. Can't you see the disconnect? Can't you see that it's not normal when we say, please, let me say this up front. You must know the fact that Nigeria is not a normal country before you will even understand anything that I'm trying to achieve here. If you don't understand that or agree to that fact, then I think you'll be at loggerheads with someone like myself and people like me that have the same mindset like me. You must first of all agree to that fact. You can see the total disconnect there. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And yet they come out and rewrite the story for us. It is the same thing El-Rufai did today. Or in that interview. The same thing. You see, they know. They are very conscious of it. They will look sometimes they will bring out that bold face. That bold face as if they don't know anything. As if they are innocent. Looking for sympathy of the Nigerian people. Look at El-Rufai today. El-Rufai. I think Mr. Black Panther have, stated it clearly. El-Rufai. Look at him. Attempt again, doing exactly the same thing, attempt to rewrite the story, the evil. El-Rufai. Where do you want to start from? Painting himself as a saint, as a perfect man. Look at his inconsistency. All you need to do is just, but before you can dictate that interview, I will say this: from A to Z, El-Rufai lied, and it was all total inconsistency. You need to know that for you to know that he lied all through, you need to know where El-Rufai is coming from. El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, 8 years, 2-term governor of Kaduna State. That's 8. 4 years as the governor, as the minister of FCT. That's 12. Another 3+ years as a minister of state. That's 15. Another 1 year or thereabout. See, give or take, out of the 25 years that we've had this, that this Fourth Republic has been running, El-Rufai has been in government for about 16 years plus out of 25. And yet El-Rufai came out today and said, politics is only for those that have no career. Can you see that? When they talk, they believe that most people are dumb. 16 years plus out of 25, one man has been in government, not just in government, at the top level of it all. And yet he said it is only for those, politics is only for those that is not interested in politics. Who are you fooling? You can't do anything else. All your life is politics. Is Nigeria for you alone? 16 out of 25, you have been in government. 60, and you are still plotting to come back. Is Nigeria for you alone? Are you the best? Is it only you? He came again. He said Nigeria is facing an existential threat under Tinubu. Mr. El-Rufai, was Nigeria not facing an existential threat under Buhari? Where were you? You were the governor of Kaduna State that time, where insecurity was the order of the day. There was no existential threat that time. See the disconnect and the inconsistency. They can never, they just believe that, see, they believe that Nigeria is their own. They believe that it is their own personal property. This is a man. If you anyway, don't let me even go there. Mr. Black Panther have said it. You need to go back Check this man out. Just 2020 to 2023 alone. Just check him out. He's nothing but a religious bigot. That's being mild. That's being generous to him. He's nothing but a religious bigot, El-Rufai. And yet, he still wants to lead this country. What a shame. They will come out each and every time to attempt to rewrite history, to rewrite their story. He's not ashamed of himself. You have been in this government since 2003. During the second term of Obasanjo, El-Rufai has been in the business of Nigeria since 2003 to date, one way or the other. And he's still looking for ways. He's still looking for ways and means through which he can get there again. Look at the man who said he's not ready to be the president. He doesn't want to be the president of Nigeria. And we can see your movement in the last 6 months alone, what you have been doing. And look at the way he schemed himself out of that. Said he has the right to meet anybody that he wants to meet. Why is it that it's only politicians that you are meeting, Mr. El-Rufai? Why? See, Nigerians are not stupid the way you people thought Nigerians are. But you have taken Nigerians for granted for too long. For too long a time. That's what we see every day. Attempts to rewrite history. Especially when election is coming up now, you see them coming out. You can never see fresh faces. You will never see it. Is these old cargoes that will come out and try to repaint themselves from black to white again. How could a president, what is the difference between military government and the so-called democratic government that we have now? Please, let's talk about it. Are there differences? Please bring those differences out. Some people will say, "Oh, the worst of military is what do you call it? The civilian government. The worst civilian government is better than the best of military government." That is okay in a normal country. Nigeria is not normal. They are all the same. There is no difference between the military, the past military leaders, and the present so-called democratically elected politicians. There is no, please listen to my word. I say so-called, because they call themselves that they are democratically elected. That was what Liboros Ushoma was alluding to. Annulled election. And the one that came in through rigged election. What is the difference? The election, one election was annulled, another was cancelled. The other one came in through a rigged process, manipulated process. What is the difference between the two? They are all the same. That is why the country is not, that is why Nigeria is not moving forward. They are all the same people.
And they are not even ashamed. They are coming back again and again and again and again.
And again and again, when the country is not even moving forward. They are not even rebranding. You know, we use that word rebrand. We have used it so we have messed it up. The Nigerian politicians, they don't even rebrand themselves. Rebrand is a word that you use, yes, in media, in marketing, in advertising. Rebrand. They don't even rebrand themselves. They are same of same. Because if they rebrand themselves through rebranding, they think they are doing rebranding. No, they are rewriting their story. They are trying to rewrite it. And those of them that they know that there is no way for them to get back into government, they will want to rewrite history. Those that know that they still have the possibility of getting back into government, they rewrite stories. Babangida's zone is a very, he made that to a large extent. I hope and I pray that the future generation of Nigeria will dismantle it, whatever he has tried to build. Because he has, to him, as far as he is concerned, now he has gone to bed now, sleeping better, feeling better, that he has succeeded in rewriting the history. I can't say it better. Barrister Oshoma said, he said the book was full of lies, half-truth. In fact, he said outright lies. Outright lies. So people that are born 10 years ago, Nigerians that are 10 years old now, by the time they are 20, 30, that's what they will be reading. Oh. That's what they will be reading. Lies, half-truth, and complete lies. That is distortion of history. That's why we're not moving forward. That is just the reason why the country is not moving forward. The politicians don't see any reason to change. There's no reason to change. Let's just continue doing it. Rebrand? There's nothing like rebranding in Nigerian politics. They don't rebrand. I think it's my brother here who said Nigerian politicians can never change. Somebody who can never change is talking of rebranding. They can't rebrand themselves. It's not possible. So let them stop this. Let's say it out to them. Let them know that we are aware of all the attempt trying to rewrite their stories. Each and every day that we know the game. See, we know the game. El-Rufai now has done his own. He won't stop there. This one is even in English language. Many of it he will have done and he will still do in Hausa broadcast platforms. So, unfortunately, that's Nigeria. That's where we are. I just want to say this lastly.
Jonathan, before you say anything lastly, what I believe that is giving them strength is that it's all about rigging. That is what they think.
Of course. It's all about rigging. And when they start their fight, don't die in their fight. Oh. Don't get into their fight at all. It's all about rigging. They believe that they will rig. And you know why? You know the other reason why these politicians will not fight for this so-called change that we're talking about, which is very rudimentary, which is very straightforward, and it's not difficult. Make it impossible. Almost impossible to rig election. What is difficult in doing that? You do need to go to Harvard, and yet they put a bunch of Harvard graduates, Oxford, and all of them, put all of them, they are all there in Nigeria. They know what they are doing. What is difficult in making it almost impossible to rig an election? Please, what is it? If you are true to it. Yet they cannot do that simple thing. They can't do it. You know why? The same people who are in opposition right now, they are not interested in doing it because they still believe that they will benefit from it. They are waiting for their own time to benefit from that same flawed, fake system. They are waiting for their own time. They can't change. These people cannot change. Because I don't understand why all this one they are talking about coalition, merger. See the amount of time, even this El-Rufai, all of them, all the so-called people who are not in government right now, See the amount of time, the news that we have captured in the last 1 year alone about merger, about coalition, blah, 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 all those things. Just imagine if they spend 5% of that energy on electoral reform or making our elections better. No, it is all about how they will get into government. And they still want to use the same flawed system to get into it. They believe that that system will still benefit them. They will still use it to get into government. Let's just lie to Nigerians. Let's just manipulate Nigerians so that we can get there using the same flawed system. So when they get there, you think they are going to change it? They are not going to change it. They will just be using pencil and eraser. They will write it with pencil. They will erase it again and write whatever they want to write it. They will erase it again. They will never use something that is in. They will never use marker, something that you cannot erase. Like they will never do that. That's what this amendment they are calling. They are talking about amendment, pencil and eraser. Do the real thing. Do the real stuff. Make it impossible until Nigeria have true elections, true democratic elections, where the person who is there we know. There is nobody in Nigeria. There is no free and fair election in any corner in Nigeria. All of them. There is none. It's all fake election or true. The only difference is just that attentions are paid to, we pay more attention to some than others. That's all. That's why some of them, have been able to get away with it. It's not that those elections are free and fair. It's just that people are not interested in many of them. We focus on those ones that we are interested on. That's all. But all of them entirely, they are all rigged elections. Because you're supposed to be serving the people. In the House of Assembly, in the Senate, you won't go there and be doing all this rubbish that we're seeing them doing. If you know that it is the people that elected you, that put you there, because you know you are going back to them, and they will kick you out. But you know that you can always buy your way the next time. So there is nothing like free and fair, and all of them are wearing babariga, sitting down from one event to another, laughing and joking about Nigeria. We need to talk some senses into our heads. And let's be true to ourselves if we want Nigeria to move forward. Nigeria can't move forward like this. It's not possible. It's not possible. Because when you are not truly elected, you will look for your friends and your cronies that will do your bidding when you get there. Because you are not truly elected. You will look for mediocres, people who have no clue, people who can't do anything. You just put them there. Look at Mr. Tinubu. Some few months ago, he in an attempt again to rewrite the story of Nigeria, the agriculture ministry, he set up another one. He called it Ministry of Livestock. What have we seen now today? Ministry of Livestock. Another wastage. We said this 6 months ago or 7 months ago when he said that Ministry of Livestock. We said, let's wait and see. Here we are now, almost 1 year now. Over half a trillion has been has been given to that livestock ministry created less than 1 year ago. Almost half a trillion has been given. Tell me today, where is it? It's just to put their cronies there. Where is half a trillion in livestock ministry? What difference has that make in Nigeria today? Livestock ministry. What difference has it made today on the table of Nigerians? The prices of food. What difference? Yet over half a trillion, over 500 billion naira combined. Last year budget, this year budget. That ministry alone. We can't continue like this as a nation. We can't. I just pity Nigeria, and I hope that we'll get it right. We just have to continue to say the truth to ourselves. Mr. Elvis, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Jonathan, thank you. Thank you, sir. I have to let you speak and get tired by yourself because now the three of us there today. Thank you so much for that deep submission and analysis. Yes, now only people like you now go feel talk deep like this. Thank you. My people, we're not going to be here for long today. In the next 5 minutes, we should be rounding up on this show. Yes, mostly relaxed today. But I'll come back again now to my brother Black Panther so that he can give us his final submission 2 minutes. And Mr. Jonathan, I'm coming back to you again for 2 minutes. So get ready. Just go drink water sharply so that we can round up. Black Panther, your 2 minutes starts.
Yes, Niger Wash. I was going through the media today. I saw a video, and the vice president's son and the wife, the son was pronounced. He was asking the president that the president should give them a lift to Abuja. Now, is there any seat left in your aircraft to give us a lift, I and my mother, to Abuja? So the president now said, oh yes. He now asked his PA, is there any seat again? There should be seat. I was amazed. My jaw dropped.
That was a comedy, right?
Not a comedy, life, he said.
Which president?
Agbado now, President Tinubu now, he was asking him, if you see the president there, man, we know this country don't go. He was shaking. He was even shaking. He was looking back like this, like say, only in the desert. He was asking, he was asking for somebody's PA to come to check whether there's enough seat for him and the wife to enter. So I'll search for the video. Maybe I saved it to send to you so that you watch it. It's really a country, like Oga Jonathan would say, a country of mediocres, full of lies. That is why after I round it up, I sum it up and say Nigeria is not yet a country. These people don't want us to make it a country. And what they are fighting for is who is the best reader among them. Because if you have a very strong electoral body and a very strong electoral law, somebody like El-Rufai will not come back to campaign because he will not get the vote. Somebody like Badu will not come to campaign because he will not get the vote. Majority of them will not come back to campaign because they will not get the vote. Because you cannot manipulate the vote. Even if you want to manipulate, there is a minimum. You can't go to the maximum. We need to get it right in our electoral law to drive these people out of the country. And to the Edo governor, we need to come together and make Edo move to the best place. Thank you, Niger Wash.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. Those of you that joined me early, I'm very, very grateful because without you guys, the broadcast cannot be extended. Thank you. Mr. Jonathan, as I talk just now, we'll come back to you again.
Yeah.
Let's do your final submission.
Yeah. It's the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and we'll be glad in it. Regardless, we'll continue. You see, I just want to say this quickly on this kidnapped guy. This Afenifere guy, when Ayo on Arisings was talking about insecurity, that she used to praise the Nigerian government, that the insecurity problem is being taken care of, things are getting better. You see, that's the problem we have in Nigeria. Any little thing, you start praising them. And the reason why we do that is because there is no standard, there is no benchmark. See, in Nigeria, in a normal country, I always say that's my title here. Nigeria is not normal, so there is no way I can sum anything up without using that word. See, in a normal country, before you say anything, when it comes to electricity, for example, that the government has done well, there must be electricity 1 year. The day they will celebrate 1 year of electricity, of power supply in Nigeria, uninterrupted power supply in Nigeria, that is the day you can open your mouth and start celebrating the government. 1 year. Not 2 weeks of light, not 1 week of light. Not because one politician is trying to score some political points, go and do some whatever, and say they are solving kidnapping problem here and there. Then you come to the media and start praising them. Don't do that. Let there be a standard. Let there be a benchmark. After all, let us put ourselves in the way we gauge our lives. Let us gauge our government like that too as well. If you send your child to school and your child failed, and then you send your child back to school the following year, you are not going to start praising that child after 1 month until you see the final result at the end of the year again, because you say, yes, you have done better than last year. Why can't we apply the same thing to our government if we want the country to get better? Why is it that we quickly start praising them? Let them give Nigerians uninterrupted power supply the day we will celebrate it in Nigeria. That is the kind of gathering I want to see them. All of them, let them come and sit down and party and throw party. That today in Nigeria, let it be like in National Independence Day. Let us celebrate it. 1 year uninterrupted power supply across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Then you start praising them. Don't start praising them because they give you electricity. The same thing, one governor will go and build one small hospital, one mushroom clinic, and people will start praising him that he's doing something. And yet, the state of healthcare in that state is still messed up. Let them do their work. Let us see the result. Let us have standard and benchmark for these people so that they will not stop manipulating us. They know where to pinch Nigeria. They know how to manipulate Nigerians because they know that Nigerians will fall flat for it. Let's stop it. Let's be serious. Let's create standard for these people. The way we set standards for our own lives. Nigerians have standard all across, individually, not as a country, individually. Everything. Nigerians have standard. Is it dressing? Is it entertainment? Is it your house? Is it your car? Nigerians have standard for our individual life. We create standard for ourselves. But when it comes to our national lives, we are the worst on planet Earth. No standard, no benchmark. Let's do it. I hope they will do this so that Nigeria will be better. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'll leave it there. I appreciate it.
Another big call again this time. My people, thank you very much. We'll come to the end of this broadcast. Why busy people they call this time will not close? I beg call tomorrow. I beg. I just want to end this show so that we can still relax a little bit. Continue from where we stop tomorrow. My brother Black Panther, my brother Mr. Jonathan, thank you very much for calling for joining the panel today. And thank you very much, my brother that called from Ireland, Mr. Larry. Thanks for calling in. God bless you. I appreciate you all, my people. God bless you all, my people. Thanks for your time with us today. We've come to the end of the broadcast. I'd like to appreciate everyone, some of you right there, rather, on the comment section, mother for all Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always. Thank you for all that you do. Mike Akambari, thank you. My brother, I appreciate you. Abami, thank you. Kiss the Geraki, thank you. Lucky Yamu, God bless you, my people. Alabi Pesoyemi, Love Maduka, Dewale James, thank you, my people. Maxwell, thank you. Etin, I can see you as well. We've come to the end of the broadcast. I'll see you guys again. Fingers crossed tomorrow so that we can continue from where we stop. Remember, we are here fighting for a better Nigeria, saying it how it is, calling it our government to do the right thing constitutionally, only demonstrating our right. I appreciate every one of you, my people. Thank you very much for all that you do, for your support always. Although I didn't get coffee today, I would have appreciated, but still, tomorrow is another day. And God bless my people. Thank you so much, my people. We've come to the end of the broadcast. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now, and good night.
That's right. Yes.
If you're